Alright guys, have a good weekend. Another water pump on a 2-liter TSI engine. It's mounted to the side of the block, and it usually leaks along here or in behind where it meets the block. It deteriorates. This is fairly straightforward. I think this is the 6th one that I've replaced. I'm not sure if I already said that. I'm fairly confident in doing the job, but to record it, I'm still waiting to get comfortable, even more comfortable. There's too many people still complaining about stuff, and I just don't want to deal with the aggravation of not being able to please certain people. Anyways, it's fairly straightforward. Remove the radiator grill or the radiator fans, the charge pipe, then you have access to the water pump throttle body as well, a little bit more room, and slap it back together. So when you guys replace these PCV check valves, this one's bad. Engine's misfiring at idle, so there's lots of vacuum going through here. When you pinch this hose at the throttle body, engine runs better. That's a telltale sign that this check valve is bad. Anyways, when you remove this elbow is going to break. You can see these hoses here, they're heat shrinked to the actual valve. But when you take this stuff out, the elbow is going to break, and obviously the inside piece as well. And I've had people ask me before, I don't think you can see it here. Yes, you can. There's a copper, they usually say there's this copper piece that they can't take out. Well, you gotta bend the crap out of it so that it collapses, and then you can take it out. This is just a reinforcement that sits inside this elbow, so the new one will come with this. Now that this is all out and clear, you take a shop vac and you vacuum that PCV breather block out. Okay, so you can see the pieces that are still left in there. He's got to clean that out with the shop vac. I'll get you another shot once it's clean. There's the shop vac, so you guys know that I'm not BSing. And that looks a lot better. And then what you can do is you can lubricate, or I've just lost it now. You can lubricate around it so that it pops in better. Just use engine oil or a bit of grease. But depending on the grease, it might eat up on the O-ring, so just be careful about that. I seem to be having a lot of blonde moments lately. Just put on the power steering belt. I was getting ready to tighten it up when I realized, wait a minute, the serpentine belt has to go on first. So a quick explanation on how to adjust the clutch cable on a Mark III or 2, A2 or A3, whichever you want to call it. So right now this one is too tight. You can see I'm pulling on the cable, nothing's moving. So you loosen the nut, the locking nut, then you turn the threaded part, the bottom section, you turn it in. So by turning this in, it creates a gap. So you can see I can move it a little bit now. I'm going to turn this a little bit more. Sorry, it's hard to see. See, there's a little bit more movement now. Or if I turn it like this, but obviously you can only turn it so far. So I'm just turning this guy, turning that. There you can see. That's about the play you want. The charging system complaint, no battery indicator light is on in the dash, which is fine when it's running. Engine computer shows 12.8 volts. So we know it's charging because the light is off. It's about 13.5 right at the battery. But look at how hot the clamp is. Where's the negative? Come on. That is the negative right there, sorry. So the negative clamp is nice and black or dark blue. And the positive is red hot. Bad connection. A6 Audi, customers in for coolant leak, but since we inspect the vehicle otherwise anyways, we're just looking at brakes. There's duct tape around the brake pads, but no disc. Customer drove it here like this. I figured I'd get this on tape. We only have a minute 30 seconds. So I figured I'd show you guys. This is how it came in. Yeah, there's no brake disc. And the customer drove it like this to us, didn't tell us about it, and our technician drove it in. That's crazy, huh? Safety first. I guess to get an idea of what kind of person would do this, some of you guys might recognize what there's two of them, what that is. To me it looks like computer heat sinks. You know, for the motherboard, the chip. Why is my flash always flashing? Yeah, those are two heat sinks for computer chips. Holding the pads apart so that at least you have pressure. Interesting. Innovative, I don't know. It works, but it's definitely not on the safety side. Got off early today. Going to install my suspension, the lowering springs. But I've had the dreaded long oil light blinking in the morning, and I think it's the bottom valve, the one-way valve here that's sticking slightly, and then the oil drains out of the filter cartridge in the overnight. And then first thing when you start it, you get this long cranking time. Well, not cranking, sorry, long running time of the oil light blinking still for 10 seconds. And you can see here, these check valves are designed differently. No more plastic components like in this one. So hopefully this will fix it. And this is the more expensive way to go. This is genuine from BMW out of Germany. But anyways, I love my baby. I'm keeping her for a while. Okay, I got my old oil filter housing here from my 535 M30 engine, and I was complaining about it, the oil light staying on excessively long in the morning. So I'm just going to prove concept here. There's two anti-drain back valves, and it seems like they're both leaking. So I'm filling the oil filter housing, and the fluid level should actually stay, but you can see there's two streams, and it's because both of these check valves are leaking. You'll see them in a second. And they're both leaking. And now when I turn on the car with the new housing, there is no drain back. So you can see the one valve here, and the other one's over on this side. There it is right there. So they're both leaking. I'm just gonna start it cold now with regards to checking the oil light. It's been sitting all night. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. Haven't used the car all day today. So key on. There's the oil light. And I'm just gonna wait for gong to stop. Now when I used to start it, it would stay on for like 10 seconds or more. Here goes. 1,000, 1,000. Not even 2 seconds and it's off. Perfect. The A4 Mark IV Volkswagen Golf Jetta standard transmission speed sensor is located on the differential. It's covered, the connector is covered by this cover. It's a heat insulation or whatever. And the sensor is right on the differential. So looking at the engine bay, top of the transmission, shifter linkage is out of the way just because I'm doing the clutch. You can see that sensor regardless, and just look for it, find the cover, move the cover, and you get at the connector. Eurovan VR6 large evap leak. It's not the gas cap. There's a broken charcoal canister. Sits underneath the vehicle right here, and there's a protective skid plate. Oh, am I still recording? Yes, I am. Hold on. So this is the protective skid plate. You can see there's some trauma, some sign of impact that pushed the canister up and cracked it. Not a gas cap problem. Hey guys, have a good weekend.